Hey everyone, it's Ramo70, and I got a game collection update, mostly because I got a new system, but we'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, I've got a little over 20 games, I want to say. A little over like 20, somewhere around like 25, 26 maybe. Knock out the two virtual, or digital games, I think is how you say it, two digital games right off the bat. Got one on 3DS, one on 3DS and one on my Wii U. The one on 3DS is Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, I believe is the title of it. It's a decent game, it's kind of fun. It's definitely fun to go back and play this. I mean, it's better than the other Game Boy game I have on here, whatever the hell that was. Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters. Definitely a lot better than that. I never played any. It's actually the first of the Super Mario Land games. I haven't played the the first I've played, not the first in general, obviously. But I never played the original one. I haven't played 3D Land. But yeah, it's a fun game. I definitely like that you can actually go to any world in any order, and it kind of feels like it's built around that. But I definitely like after you beat the first level, you can just go to any world you want. It doesn't lock you out of any. Which is why, obviously, I went to the most popular world from that level. The Mario world, where the second level of which is in Mario's crotch and it's full of balls. Yeah. Nintendo was very different back then. But yeah, that's it for there. The only digital game, got on my game on my Wii U, is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Definitely a very fun game and a huge improvement upon the first game, Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's a lot more fun. The villains are actually, I feel like the villains are a bit better in those tiki things, and I don't know, I just have a hell of a lot more fun with it. I definitely like the new super attack thing that you can do with your various partners. Like Diddy Kong can make everyone turn into extra lives, and I forget what the hell Cranky and Dixie Kong can do, but they can do stuff. I know that much. Yeah, that's it for the digital games. Now for the two games that aren't on my brand new system I got. First off, being a game I pre-ordered, third? Yeah, I want to say third game in my life I've pre-ordered. And that's Codename Steam. Yeah, this was a game. I'm not even sure if this was actually in the last game collection update. I can't remember. But if it was, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go over it again because Codename Steam's that awesome. But yeah, I was actually paying a lot of attention from when this game was first announced until it actually got released so everything about it intrigued me from the very second it was first shown off. And honestly, I believe I got exactly what I wanted. I got a very fun, a very challenging turn-based strategy game that definitely adds a lot to the turn-based strategy formula, or at least from what I've played. What I've played is Fire Emblem Awakening and Fire Emblem Awakening. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game, and I guess, the people I think that would pre-order this were people that wanted this little thing, if I could hold it. Yeah, the Majora's Mask pendant. That's your thing. It's pretty. I'm not a big fan of Majora's Mask, but it's nice. Kind of a weird pre-order bonus thing. I mean, I get that these two are coming, that Majora's Mask 3D and Codename Steam came out at around the same time. It just seems kind of weird. I don't think they were made by the same company. I don't know. But yeah, there's that, and then the other game is a N64 game. It's WWF No Mercy. I haven't played it much, and I'm not big in wrestling games, but I got it for my collection because, it's fun. The last wrestling game I played was probably the Legends of Wrestling 2, maybe. I don't remember. No, it was whatever it was, WWE 12, 13, whatever the hell my nephew had. I don't remember. But yeah, it's a decently fun game. I've heard it's one of the better wrestling. I heard that this and some other wrestling game were like the huge thing back in the day from what I watched. But anyway, now to the main part of this. Like after 5 minutes of talking about the smaller stuff, I guess. My brand new system is in fact. Is there a way I can actually? Yeah, damn it! I don't have the controller. Oh, it's all the way over there. But yeah, my brand new system is in fact a PlayStation 3. I did pick up PlayStation 3. I got it mostly because GameStop was having like a deal. It was like I can't remember what model it was. You know, a certain model and 2 used games, and you get it at a discount. And so I went for it because I wanted a PS3, needed one for viewer requested Let's Play, and I've been wanting one since so I could play with a lot of friends and family I know that have a PS3. But yeah, now to show off the like 20, what was it again? 23, 20, I don't know, something around that 23 games I got for this thing, not counting like the free games and whatnot that you can get off the PSN store. And I'm actually going to start off with like the various series that I already have a good start on the PS3. Like for instance, the Saints Row games. The Saints Row games, I'm actually, want to see the back of them, those of you that don't have them. The Saints Row games, I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit more than I thought I would. They're very goofy games, especially Saints Row 4. Very goofy games. They don't take themselves seriously, like, at all. And I definitely am enjoying the huge amount of comedy in it. Like, it's definitely one of those games where if you're not laughing at it, you probably won't have as much fun, or any fun at all. But it's still a fun game. I believe now, yeah, it's now being handled by Deep Silver, since THQ, made the third. They're now gone, and Deep Silver's now on the cover. Don't know anything about Deep Silver, honestly, but yeah, I mean, they definitely didn't seem to lose anything between the development from the third or whatever. Well, I think Volition or the developers, I'm not sure, but yeah, they're still fun games. I'm definitely enjoying them. I haven't played the online mode yet, but I can imagine it being really crazy. Next up being only 2 games, another 2 games in a series. Assassin's Creed, more specifically Brotherhood and 3. Now, I already had Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for my Wii U, but I decided to pick these here up simply because, well, one, because I loved Brotherhood. Brotherhood is an amazing game. I had played it like a year or 2 ago, and this is the Assassin's Creed game that made me fall in love with the series. And playing through it again, I can definitely see how it did that. It's definitely a really fun game, and I mean it's fun. It's basically like, I mean, everything I said about Black Flag can basically be said for both these games. Maybe not so much 3, but I don't know. 3's an oddball. I mean, I can't say there's a whole lot wrong with 3, but it's definitely an oddball. There's a lot that feels different about it from the other Assassin's Creed games I've played, being Brotherhood and 4. But they're still fun games. I don't know, I don't see the problem with it that so many other people have with Assassin's Creed. But yeah. Next up, before I show these games, I want to say that I got them for free because, they buy 2 get 1, or buy 3 get 1 free deal I get with my local retro gaming store. So I got these for free because they're really cheap. But they are Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Now I know I already have Modern Warfare 3 on the Wii, so in my opinion really hasn't changed on the game since I first talked about that. Still just Call of Duty. Pretty much the same with this. It's just COD, really. the story isn't much different. It's still just doing things. Whatever. But yeah, sorry, I heard sounds outside my door. But yeah, next up is the huge series on the PS3 that I've been waiting to play every entry of for a while, and I'm so glad I now can, until the fourth one comes out, and I can't play the fourth one because I don't have a PS4, and I really had no plans on getting a PS4. But yeah, the Uncharted series, Drake's Fortune, Among Thieves, and Drake's Deception. All three very amazing games. I really wasn't expecting anything less than amazing from Naughty Dog, one of my favorite developers ever. They're very, very fun games, very fun kind of third-person shooter, adventure, platformy type games, I guess. I don't know really how you could describe them other than, I guess you could just say third-person shooter, adventure type thing. Or maybe third-person shooter, platforming. I don't know how you describe these. I'm not good with genre names. But yeah, they're very fun games. I love playing through this series. It's, oh man. Especially Among Thieves. Among Thieves is probably my favorite of the trilogy right now. I haven't beaten any of the three games, so that could change. But yeah. They're still very fun games. All three of them. I've heard a lot of people talk shit about Drake's Deception. But you know what? I had fun with Drake's Deception. So, say what you will. I don't care. That's it for games that I have multiple entries into a series. From now into games, I either only have one entry into the series or just stands on its own. Like this here one. This was actually one of the first games I got for my PS3, along with two other games that are in here that will probably be shown at the end. This here being Minecraft. Yeah, the huge hit, and I believe this thing's popping out. The huge hit that is Minecraft. I got it for my PS3 simply because I really wanted to play Minecraft. I heard so much about it. You know, I constantly watch you know, different YouTubers play Minecraft, mostly Markiplier and his drunk Minecraft playthroughs. I watched a bit of like PBGs, or Peanut Butter Gamers, hardcore Minecraft stuff. But yeah, it's a really fun game, although I don't really enjoy Minecraft playing by myself. I don't know, something about it I just can't enjoy by myself. I have, like when I'm playing it by myself, I get bored really easy. I find myself just like overwhelmed, overwhelmed with too much stuff to do. I think overwhelmed is the right word. There's too much stuff for me to do. But like when I'm playing with somebody, like if I'm playing with family, if I'm playing with friends, or something in Minecraft, it's definitely gets a lot better. It does. I can all of a sudden just think of a million things I want to do. I can, you know, talk to my friends while I'm doing it. You know, we can do stuff together, and it just almost becomes a completely different game for me. It becomes a completely different game when playing with somebody else. I do like all the different mods they have that they've bothered to put in the PS3 version, like the Skyrim mod, I can't remember some of the other mods they put in, but it's definitely a fun game. Yeah, Minecraft. Kind of wish I don't know if it has this in there, but I kind of wish it would have had like the Disney Infinity route where you could download like player created worlds or something like that. I don't remember if that's in there, but that'd be cool if it had it. I can't remember, though it's been a while. But next up is Batman Arkham City, Game of the Year edition. Whatever. Does it matter if it's Game of the Year? I mean, it comes with all the DLC, but other than that, it's still the same game. Just comes with all the DLC. I mean, what DLC comes in this? Harley Quinn's Revenge, Catwoman pack, Robin bundle pack, Nightwing Bundle Pack, Arkham City Skins Pack, and the Challenge Map Pack. Okay, so it comes with quite a bit, but yeah. It's definitely a fun game. I can't really decide which one I enjoy more, though, between this and Arkham Origins. Mostly because I haven't played this very much, and I played quite a bit of Arkham Origins. But that's back when I was just kind of, limited to just the... Well, not really limited, but, like, I was mostly playing the Wii U. And now I'm mostly playing the PS3. I could go back to the Wii U, but... I don't know, just when you get a new system, it feels like you spend a hell of a lot of time on that new system than you did anything else. But that might just be me, or at least when you're like when you're kind of a collector or something, and you get a new system, you tend to spend a lot of time on the new system, or at least for me. Like, I know of a lot of other people that like trade in their old systems for a new one, like trade in the PS3 for PS4, 360, Xbox One, or Switch, PS3 for Xbox One, 360 for PS4, whatever. But yeah, it's still a fun game, though. I definitely am enjoying it. Either as much, so it's about the area I enjoyed Arkham Origins. I haven't played Arkham. Well, I've played Arkham Asylum, but I don't own it. I don't remember what my thoughts of it were, other than being fun for like the 10 minutes I played of it. Whatever. Next up is an entry to a series I haven't played since its PS2 days, and honestly, I kind of think its PS2 days were better. Battlefield 3 Premium Edition, whatever, which comes with a bunch of stuff that I don't even think I can get. Yeah, unless this like pass thing. I mean, this passcode don't work. So if any of you want to like freeze the thing and enlarge the image or whatever to steal my code, it don't work. This was a used copy, but yeah. But I mean, it's a decent game. I can say I definitely enjoyed the PS2 Battlefields a lot more than I enjoyed Battlefield 3. And all the additional stuff, it's just whatever. Now, between which I enjoyed more, Battlefield or COD, it's up in the air. I'm not a shooter. I'm not a shooter fan. Really, I get these games just to have them, just to say I have them. I don't play them that much. At least not as much as I play like a lot of these other games. But yeah, that's about it. Next up is another collection, simply because even though I own half of this collection, I don't own the other half, and I can't find the other half, so I decided, fuck it, I'm going to get it. That's the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection. Now, I've heard people say Shadow of the Colossus is actually worse on the HD collection than it is on the PS2 version with the upgraded to 60 frames per second. I believe. I'm pretty sure it runs now at 60. I mean, it runs at 1080p, blah 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 blah, and it don't say anything about 60. But I've heard it now runs at 60 frames per second. And I've actually heard that makes the game a lot more difficult, a lot more annoying, and definitely just doesn't make it as fun as when it was running it, whatever the hell it was running at on the PS2 version. 30 frames per second, 32, 29, whatever. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Ico, my opinion on that hasn't changed. Ico's still an amazingly fun game, kinda. But Shadow of the Colossus is definitely the better between the two games they've made. Shadow of the Colossus is an amazing game. I can't believe I was stuck on the first Colossus though on that demo disc. Because I beat the first what, two or three Colossi with little to no issue. Really, I didn't die to them. I just kind of like I had issues with like I can say I had like issues trying to figure out the first step to the second Colossi, like the first step to approaching it. But other than that, really, that's about it. So yeah, the first two or three is all I've beaten, I think. But yeah, I know at least the first two. I'm not sure if I fought a third one. I'd have to see what the third Colossi was. But yeah, that's the Ico Shadow Colossus thing. Both amazing games. If you can't find the PS2 versions, I definitely recommend those. And yeah, Then there's this game that when I first got it, I was like, I don't know, man. I've heard like a lot of weird things about it, and those weird things didn't sound good. And that's Asura's Wrath. Yeah. Asura's Wrath. Now, when I say about weird stuff, I mean, it's like 90% QTEs. It's 90% QuickTime events. Kind of like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls. Kind of like those games where it's really cutscene heavy, and during these cutscenes, it's QTEs. However, unlike those games, there's actual gameplay moments where you can run around and fight shit. They're not as common as the QTEs, but they're still there. Other than that, I really am enjoying it. It's a very, very anime-esque, to the point where they have, like, at the end of each episode, there's like it pops up showing what's going to happen on the next episode, like little snippets of what's going to happen on the next episode. It has moments where like a commercial break would go in. And everything about the game feels very anime-esque. But it's a really fun game, and I think it benefits from being really anime-esque, especially with those little moments that show you what's going to be in the next episode. Because moments where I was like, man, I don't know if I want to continue, but then I'd see what's going to happen in the next episode. I was like, oh man, I really got to see what the hell's going to happen here. And that looks awesome. But it's definitely a really fun game. It's one of the games I've actually been addicted to for a while now. I know I've beaten at least the first part of it. On to the second part, I know that. And it definitely has some very stunning visuals and stuff, as I'm sure you've probably seen, because a lot of YouTubers talk about the game. At least a lot of YouTubers that aren't like just Nintendo focused or only focused on like one system talk about it. But yeah. Next up is the other game that I've been highly addicted to for a while. And that's Grand Theft Auto 5. And when I say I've been addicted to it for a while, it's not even in the case. It's still in my PS3. And it will probably stay there for a while until I feel like playing something else. Damn, my nose. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm going to spend a bit of time here talking about the single player and then talk about Grand Theft Auto Online. But as for the single player is amazing. Okay, I love the fact that you can play between 3 different characters, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, with, I think, Michael being my favorite of the 3. I know everyone's all over Trevor and whatnot because he's a crazed drug addict and whatnot, but I feel like, Trevor's just here to be the crazed drug addict character. He doesn't have a whole lot of depth to him. Franklin's kind of a forgettable character. Like, not a whole lot really happens to him. Like he's basically like that main character of a lot of other games and movies and stuff, where he's that kid that gets thrown into situations he didn't think he'd be thrown into, and he doesn't like the situation he's been thrown into, but he's kind of accepts it, and blah blah blah. Everyone's heard that story before. Michael's story has a hell of a lot more to it. Like, I love seeing Michael's story play out. Like, it's very it's just a really fun story to watch get played out. He's definitely a father that has like a lot of love that he could give if his family weren't a bunch of fucking assholes. He's got a son that does nothing but smoke weed, play games, and bitch at his father all day. Got a daughter that's a complete slut and wants to be in porn movies all the time and sleep with every guy and blah blah blah. And you got, his wife who's a complete bitch that cheats on him nonstop for one reason or another. It's just, I feel so bad for the guy, and, I don't want to spoil too much about the story of Grand Theft Auto 5. But, when stuff happens to Michael, man, I feel for the dude. His story is the one I really gravitate towards more. It's not because, the only character in Michael's story I can really relate to is, or the only aspects of it I can really relate to is, the son, because I mean, aside from smoking weed, I'm basically the sun. Aside from smoking weed, I don't do that shit. But, and, oh, what the hell's this? Oh, is this, what is, oh, this is, I didn't even notice this thing. Okay, it's just a little manual type thing. Didn't even notice it. I never took out anything in here. I just pulled it out. I was like, what the hell was that? But yeah, I mean, but yeah, the single player is definitely fun to play. I definitely am enjoying the single player. I have gotten to that one really controversial mission where you have to torture a dude to get information out of him. And you know what? I didn't think much of it. I actually kind of thought it was kind of fun. Maybe that's just because I'm kind of fucked up person, whatever. Yeah. It's a fun game. And as for Grand Theft Auto Online, oh man, do I have a lot to say on Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, not really a lot, but one thing I want to say about Grand Theft Auto Online, it's not beginner friendly. And when I say that, you know, that could probably apply to a lot of games with online. You know, you jump into an online match like COD or something, and, you know, if it's your first time playing a first-person shooter game or Call of Duty game or something, you'll probably get your ass kicked, and you can say that's not beginner-friendly because, you know, everyone else is over-leveled and can beat you easily because they have better weapons and shit. That's not what I mean with online not being beginner-friendly. What I more so mean is, if you're wanting to pick up Grand Theft Auto 5, you're wanting to get into Grand Theft Auto Online more specifically, just so you can jump in, play with friends and whatnot, and do all this other stuff, it's not that easy. For one reason or another, Rockstar North, South, East, West, I don't remember which one it is, but Rockstar decided to put in a story with Grand Theft Auto 5. I've heard some people say that, you know, the only reason they put this in there is because fans demanded the online mode have a story. But honestly, I could give two shits less. In fact, it annoys me that it has a story. Well, it doesn't annoy me that it has a story, but it annoys me you can't skip the story. There's not an option to just jump in with friends. You have to complete the online tutorial before they actually let you play. And the online tutorial can take a while because you have to sit through a long, unskippable opening cutscene. You have to then do a race. Then you have to take out some drug dealers. One of them which can escape if you let them get too far ahead of you, and if you have too little ammo because you only start off with a handgun, you're screwed. You have to start over because then he'll just keep driving all over town. You can't just destroy his vehicle because then he'll just get out and grab another one. And it's annoying. But after you do that, then it lets you loose into online, and I can say I actually do enjoy playing with friends in Grand Theft Auto Online. I just wish it didn't take so long to get there. I wish it didn't take so long to get into playing online. I also kind of wish that you actually couldn't die when playing passive mode. Like, it says you can't die, but that's more so like if someone shoots you, you can't like die from being shot at. But if you're in a car and it explodes or something like that, then you can die. You die. Not only that, but that was like a long ass cutscene for your first time dying in Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto Online. Why is there so many cutscenes all over this damn thing? It's not fun to put these cutscenes everywhere. It does have a lot of interesting things though, like if you just want to talk to one player in particular, you can pull up your cell phone and actually call them. It costs like $10, 10 in-game dollars to call them, but it's still fun. Next up is Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Now, some of you may be wondering, why the hell did I pick this up on PS3? And others of you may be wondering, why the hell am I talking about it? Why the hell would I think that it's a bad thing I picked it up on PS3? Because Xenoverse is like one of the most fan-acclaimed game in the Dragon Ball video game series since Tenkaichi 3. Mostly because every other Dragon Ball game hasn't really piqued anyone's interest. Not Ultimate Tenkaichi, not the Raging Blast, or not Raging Blast, or Battle of Z, or any of those other games, and certainly not Connect. Excuse me. But Xenoverse was definitely made with next-gen systems in mind. It runs like garbage on the PS3 and maybe 360. I could never keep up with if it was released on 360 or not. It runs like total garbage. Now, what I mean by that is, like, if it's just like a one-on-one fight or two-on-two fight, that's going on screen, it's not too bad. It runs smoothly. There might be a bit of slowdown, but not too much. Not too much to get in the way of the flow of the fights or anything. But any more than that, 3-on-3, 2-on-5, any of that kind of shit, where it's like, maybe you and one AI partner or something against like 10 mobs of enemies or something, like a huge mob of enemies, the game slows down to a crawl, breaking the flow of the fight so badly, it just makes me not want to play it anymore. I don't know. But as far as like the game itself, I mean, if I was playing it on a next-gen system like the Xbox One or PS4, I can almost guarantee I'd enjoy it. I'd love the hell out of it. I love the character customization. I love the story. I love the fact that the story isn't just, the same 3 or 4 Dragon Ball Z arcs. Again, there's actually changes to it, and the changes to it are the actual focus of the story. And, and I love the fact that each, they put a lot of detail into making each character feel different. Like, Namekians feel different from Saiyans, Saiyans feel different from Boos, Boos feel different from Frieza Race, which they actually call it Frieza Race, simply because I don't think it was ever mentioned in the show what Frieza's race was. And whatnot. And not only that, but each individual, but like the ones that actually have different genders, like the different Boo genders, which I'm surprised that's a thing. The different humans, the different Saiyans, they actually all between the two genders, there's an even smaller difference. Like one Boo is different, like a male Boo, I believe, while still having whatever the strength is that Boos have, is actually a bit more bulky. I believe is more bulky. It could take more damage as a result of that. While a female Boo has a bit more speed, but is less bulky. I'm pretty sure. That's it. I'd have to think about that. But yeah. But I went Namekian. I went with a Namekian with my first character, just simply because I like the way the Namekians play. Namekians start off with they can take more damage. They have a lot more health. They have a lot more stamina, and I felt like that'd be a fun way to go for my first playthrough. I know a shit ton of people with their first playthrough being Saiyan because gotta go Super Saiyan, gotta be Goku and shit. But whatever floats your boat. I went Namekian, whatever. Yeah, that's Xenoverse. Next up is an incredibly controversial game. Whew. I almost want to say it's, at least among fans. Like, this game is controversial among the fans of this series, as Grand Theft Auto 5, I would think, is controversial to news sites and shit. This is DMC Devil May Cry. Yeah, the reboot of the well-loved, well-beloved series, Devil May Cry series, with a completely different Dante, completely different characters. Oh, I'm pretty sure in a completely different story arc setting, everything. Everything is different or at least everything aside from gameplay, is different between this and the original Devil May Cry. With gameplay, you still have a heavy emphasis on a combo system. You still have the 2 guns. You still have your blade. However, in this game, the combos are a bit easier to pull off, and that was one of the things that pissed off a lot of people. The second thing was the character of Dante himself in this, and personally, like, out of the original quadrilogy, I think that's what I think it means 4. Now the original 4 games in this, a lot of the original 4 games I've only played the first. And the Dante in that one apparently wasn't the Dante that everyone loves. The Dante everyone loves is shown more in 3 and 4. So between the one I saw in Devil May Cry 1 and this Dante, I mean, they're both about on the same level. I'm sorry to say, but, you know, they're about on the same level. I mean, probably because the original one didn't have any, you know, character development outside that really cheesy ass line that everyone knows. It's about as popular as the you know, the Zero line from Mega Man X or X2, whatever one it was. Surprisingly, both of those cheesy ass lines was about was them crying over a dead girl. But yeah, it's still a fun game. I'm enjoying it, probably because I'm not a big fan of Devil May Cry, but still, I'm enjoying it. I don't know what the deal is. Next up is a game that I've kind of heard a lot of praise and a lot of slack for, and it's Last of Us. Yeah. Now, which side am I on? Actually, I actually enjoy it, honestly. I mean, I'm not just saying I enjoy it because it's a Naughty Dog game. If I can move my fingers. But it's a fun game. Honestly, I don't care if it has a huge emphasis on story. It's definitely just a fun game. Whether or not it had a huge emphasis on story doesn't bug me, because other games have a huge emphasis on story and people don't give a shit. But for whatever reason, when this game had a huge emphasis on story, everyone gave a shit. Yeah, everyone got upset that it did or didn't care. I don't know. I have fun with it. I think that's all that matters. I mean, it definitely has some very fun gameplay moments. It definitely has a really, really good story. I want to play that DLC. That whatever the hell it was called. Whatever that DLC one is called. I forget what it was. Where you're going through the mall or something with Ellie's friend. But yeah. Now, speaking of games that have a huge emphasis on story, that no one gave a shit that it had a huge emphasis on the story. Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. Yeah. When I say this game has a huge ass emphasis on story, I mean it. The last cutscene in this game is an hour long. It's an hour long. An hour, if not more. You could watch a movie. You could watch friggin', I don't know, what is there a random ass movie around me somewhere? No? It's over there. I don't know. You could just pop in a movie in your DVD player, and by the time that movie ended, the final cutscene of this game will be close to ending. That doesn't bug me though. What bugs me is that people seem to not give a shit that Metal Gear Solid does this in almost every entry, from what I've heard, especially in 4. 4 is where they really did it. But like, people got upset when Last of Us did it. I mean, is it the fact that Metal Gear doesn't take itself seriously, except for, you know, the well-known suicide attempt in this game? Is it because a lot of the characters are goofy instead of super serious like in Last of Us? Is it because we know who Snake is? We're more familiar with the character of Snake than we are with Joel or Ellie? I can't say. Maybe it's all those things. Maybe it's none of them. Maybe it's because the gameplay is different between the two, even though maybe it's because, you know, because stealth is here, and this is Metal Gear Solid. This is a franchise we're more familiar with, and Last of Us is a new IP. It's not a part of a series that we're familiar with. The only thing we're familiar with about it is the developer's Naughty Dog. But enough of that. As for the game itself, It's a very fun game. I mean, for my very first Metal Gear Solid game, yeah, if you're one of those people that get pissed off with people that like start off series not on the first entry, you're gonna hate me because I rarely ever start off a series on the first game. Rarely, ever. I mean, Uncharted. Yeah, Uncharted. I started with 2. I didn't start with Drake's Fortune. I started with Among Thieves. Metal Gear 4. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. As you'll soon see here, there's another game right after this, actually. It's not the first in its series either, and I've started with it. Yeah, it's still a fun game. I'm definitely enjoying it. You know, the focus on story doesn't bug me. So, whatever. But yeah, as for that next game that I was talking about, it is Portal 2. Yeah, the GameStop sticker is covering the fact that it's Portal 2, but, you know. Yeah, Portal 2. There you go. See, it's Portal 2. If I can get rid of the sticker. Yeah. Can I get off it in a reasonable amount of time? Maybe? No? So it looks like it's going to leave behind a lot of sticky. It's leaving behind a lot of sticky. But I got it off decently. There we go. Yeah, there we go. See, it's Portal 2. Told you. It's not the first Portal. It's Portal 2. But yeah, told you. I don't have the first Portal here. I don't have the first Portal. Or Orange Box, I think is what is the only way you play the first Portal on PS3 other than downloading it from the PSN store. Yeah. Portal 2 is actually a really fun game. For my first game made by Valve, you know, I've heard so much about Valve and their Team Fortress, Portal, Half-Life. I've yet to play any of their games. This is the first one, and I love it. I love the physics engine that they use in it. I love because, you know, I love the Portal system. I've probably had more fun with the physics engine and the Portal system in this game than I've had in a long ass time. Yeah, and also I love that the PS3 version comes with a free copy of the PC version. So like if I had a decent PC that could play Portal 2, I got a free copy of it for only $23. I mean, granted, Steam sales would, you know, be like, fuck you. I could give it to you for $3. But or $2, $1, 50 cents. But whatever. Yeah, I haven't played the, you know, really well-known co-op mode that this game really wants to push. I mean, the cover of the game doesn't even show the main character of the game. It shows the two characters that you play in co-op mode. The main character of the game is on the back. That's how much this game wants you to play co-op. It doesn't. I mean, the main game is fun. I haven't played co-op though. Sorry, Valve. I haven't played your co-op mode that you want people to play so damn much. Whatever. Now, next up is probably one of my favorite games on the PS3. One that when I first got it, I could not stop playing it. When I first played it, like years ago, I couldn't stop playing it. And it's a heavy contender for one of my favorite PS3 games that I have out of all of this. One that I consider very underrated. One that I wish more people kind of acknowledged and whatnot. And that is Brutal Legend. Now, what I can say about this game is, when this game first came out, there was a huge flack. There was a lot of flack. Everyone thought it was either going to be a rhythm game or it was going to be an action adventure game, and it turned out to be a real-time strategy game with action adventure elements spread throughout. But it's more focused on real-time strategy. Plays out similar to Battalion Wars, where you command an army and whatnot, but you yourself can actually fight alongside, even though I don't do that much in this game. Now, loving real-time strategy games and wanting more of them on consoles, I had to pick this game up simply because I love, and even when I first played this game years ago, when I myself thought it was going to be an action-adventure game and found out there's real-time strategy elements to it, that didn't bug me. It didn't. In fact, I think I loved it more when I found out it was a real-time strategy game. And this isn't even the fact that Jack Black plays the main character, and I fucking love Jack Black. Along with a huge list of other cameos, like I think it's Ozzy Osbourne or something that plays the shopkeeper or the god of metal. I forgot what his name was. I haven't played the online mode. I haven't checked out any of the DLC. But you know what? I probably will at some point if anyone is actually still playing this game. I doubt that anyone's actually still playing it other than me. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's definitely a high contender for one of my favorite PS3 games out of what I own so far, out of what I've played so far. It's definitely a contender. And I'm probably one of the few that actually sees it as a contender for one of the best PS3 games. Speaking of another contender for best PS3 game, and one that I actually almost consider a bit better than Grand Theft Auto. Now that right there will probably lose me some subscribers for saying that. Sleeping Dogs. Now, what I mean when I say it's better, saying better than Grand Theft Auto is a bit much. I have more fun with Sleeping Dogs than I do with Grand Theft Auto. I have a hell of a lot more fun. Mostly because the driving is a lot more controllable. You don't start off like going all over the road simply because, you have to level up your driving skills in Grand Theft Auto. Otherwise, it's always going to be like a monkey's behind the wheel. Whereas this game, you don't level up your driving. You're always at what I guess you could consider max driving level in Grand Theft Auto. The character himself, the main character, kind of forgot the name of him. Way. The main character of Way. He's an amazing character, and this game is so full of emotions. I can't handle it. Damn it. There's so many amazing moments in this game. I really kind of want to do a Let's Play on it, but I don't know. I know it's already a really popular game that's gotten a lot of Let's Plays out of it. Man, I don't know. I love Sleeping Dogs, okay? I love this game so much, man. Everything. I don't care if everyone just wants to say it's a Grand Theft Auto clone and nothing more. Or Chinese Grand Theft Auto clone and nothing more. It's a hell of a lot more than that. I can guarantee it. And the last game for this collection, I'll like it ended before it hits the hour mark. Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption is basically Grand Theft Auto only set in the West. The Old West. And with a hell of a lot smaller population. My foot. And that's to be expected. It's made by Rockstar, after all. And, my nose. It's so snotty right now. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game. Actually, when I started, again, this is one of those moments where the first game between this I played wasn't even the first game. Actually, I don't own it, but the first game of Red Dead Redemption I played was Undead Nightmare. Yeah, I started with Undead Nightmare, and Undead Nightmare was actually, for a long ass time, one of my favorite, if not my favorite games on the game on the PS3. If any of you watched my nephew Viral Merc, or know of his channel or anything, or just talk to him in general, he could tell you. I was addicted to Undead Nightmare since he first got it. If I ever went to visit him or anything, I played Undead Nightmare. And really, I don't know. Like Undead Nightmare was I almost consider Undead Nightmare a bit more fun than the original Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. Not to say Red Dead Redemption's a bad game. It's definitely a fun one, but I just kind of had more fun with Undead Nightmare. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the collection thing. You want to add me on PS3? It's RyanMiller700, not 70. The reason it's 700 is because I actually don't remember the reason why. It's just is Ryan Miller 700. You know, we could play any of these. If there's a certain game you want me to play with y'all, a certain game on the PS3 you want to check out for a Let's Play, or just play with you guys if you have a PS3 still, just let me know. I'm always glad to play with people. You know, I've played with, fans before. I've played with random people before. And I have fun with it. Just, depends on the game and if you can handle playing with a shitty player like me. I mean, just speak to anyone that's done heists with me on Grand Theft Auto Online before. Yeah, I'm not good at those. Especially if I've never done the heist. If I have no idea where I'm going, don't you dare expect me to be able to do anything. Yeah, that's it. So, see you guys in a bit, maybe next time, whenever the fuck I decide to film a part of Zack and Wiki. Bye bye. Stop.